Hello, my name is Grant Rogers, and I'm here today to talk to you about St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Every year, families become pregnant, and they go through the full expected pregnancy, believing that their child will be born 100% healthy, and oftentimes, that's not entirely the case. Some children are born with life-threatening diseases, like cancers or some sort of autoimmune deficiency or some sort of blood disease that will be with them indefinitely or for their lifetime, and they need special treatment or special care in order to take care of these diseases. That's where St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital comes into play. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital was established to take care of these kids with very rare and very dangerous diseases. They're there to help children with rare diseases, but they're also there to help pull in some of the best and most credible doctors and scientists to help research these diseases. Oftentimes, those diseases and the findings that we get from them lead into adults and will trickle down into more of the scientific community and can lead to more advancements. And then they also offer a bunch of different fundraising techniques and different ways that you as a person could provide and support St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, even if you don't want to give money. First, let's talk about the hurdles children face. In the 1970s, children born with childhood cancer often had a 58% chance of survival over the course of 5 years. And in adolescence, it was around 70% chance. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital saw this, and they wanted to improve upon those numbers. They wanted to make sure every child gets a chance at surviving cancer. According to the CDC, there are about 75,000 hospitalizations from sickle cell disease every year, and that costs people about $47 million on average. People as a whole. So money spent for those 75,000 hospitalizations. St. Jude's Children's Hospital also researches autoimmune deficiency diseases. They are one of the number one children's hospitals for doing autoimmune deficiency disorders, according to the Mayo Clinic. Autoimmune diseases are very dangerous because they can lead to a lifetime of other complications and other diseases that one might see, like heart, lung, nervous system disorders, and also an increased risk of cancer. Secondly, the second thing that St. Jude's Children's Hospital does is that they offer many outlets for people to join into their research in the scientific community. If one goes on to St. Jude's Children's Hospital website, you'll see that there are applications for people to volunteer or even make a career out of children's pediatrics, from all the way from high school students, undergraduates, to people in postdoctoral programs, people who are already doctors. They give an outlet for everyone who wants to participate and help children, because they know that children are our exact future. In 2010, St. Jude's Children's Hospital launched a 3-year program with the Washington University School of Medicine to fully scope the genome of about 600 pediatric cancer patients. And in this partnership, about 800 children's genomes were fully scanned and completed, 200 more than the projected amount. And that's pretty crazy because these 800 children that are affected by cancer, now that we have their full genome, we can understand that specific strain of cancer just that much more. So if anyone has it in the future, they can take care of that. The third point that I'd like to transition into talking about with St. Jude's is they make these children's lives even better. After all this research, after scanning genomes, they really do make a full impact on children's lives. St. Jude's has been able to do gene therapy, and with a low dose of chemotherapy, been able to successfully cure the immune disorder SCID-X1, which is also known as bubble boy disease. Some of the diseases that I've also stated about before have a huge financial impact on the child and on the family. St. Jude makes sure that none of these children have to pay. And as long as they're going to St. Jude's, they won't pay. In conclusion, talking about St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, I've shown that a lot of children are born with diseases that need to be taken very seriously. St. Jude's provides the research and the staff needed in order to take care of these children with diseases, and they also follow through. They get results. They've cured an immune disorder. They've also made sure children don't have to pay, that they're not financially burdened. Now, it's your chance. If you go onto their website, you can see different forms of how you can volunteer and support them. My biggest contribution would be monetarily. I donate to them every year. But if you don't want to donate money, they have different outreaches, K through 12, up until collegiate, or even with business programs. You can put on runs. You can put on just supply donations. You can do a lot of things with them. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope it's put children's on your mind just a bit more and how we need to protect the younger generations so we can further our future generations.